The void was not silent. It whispered in the hum of the engines, in the steady pulse of the USS Defiant as it cut through the last stretch of known space. Every vibration carried memory of the wars it had survived, the systems it had saved, the worlds it had watched burn. Now it carried something else. Anticipation. Captain Myra Voss stood alone at the forward viewport. The stars ahead were thinning, fading into a mist of darkness that sensors could not penetrate. Behind her, the bridge murmured with restrained tension. No one wanted to be the first to say what all of them felt, that they were sailing off the edge of existence. Lieutenant Cale's voice broke the quiet. Captain, stellar density has dropped by 98%. Background radiation is 0. I'm not getting even cosmic microwave trace. Voss turned, her reflection dissolving against the black glass. 0? That's impossible. Cale looked pale under the glow of his screens. That's what I thought. Commander Soren, her second-in-command, stepped forward. Could it be a sensor fault? Check twice. Cale said. It's not the equipment. It's the universe. It's gone dark. Voss exhaled. Then we're close. She straightened, voice steady. Helm, bring us to full impulse. Let's find out what's waiting beyond the map. The Defiant advanced. Beyond the last coordinate, the light of the stars seemed to stretch thin, as if being drawn into some unseen current. On every console, data began to lose meaning, numbers looping, coordinates folding in on themselves. The hum of the ship grew deeper, almost alive, then the stars vanished. A single shiver ran through the hull. No explosion, no transition. One moment there was starlight, the next, nothing. A smooth blackness so complete it devoured thought. For a heartbeat, even the ship's internal lights dimmed. Report. Voss barked. Cale stared at his display. Systems are online, but sensors show multiple instances of us. Our mass signature is repeating across multiple points. Soren frowned. Echoes. Cale shook his head. Copies. We're existing in several places at once. Voss felt the air grow thick. Stabilize the warp field. Engineering crackled over comms. Captain, we're trying. The containment field's oscillating like it's a burst of static. Then a voice warped by distortion, synchronizing with something out there. The bridge speakers hissed. A sound seeped through, not speech, not signal, but vibration. It resonated through metal, through flesh. Every crew member felt it in their bones. An ancient pulse that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere. Lieutenant Wren, at communications, whispered, it's inside the spectrum, not transmitted, embedded. It's aware. Then came the words, deep and slow, as if spoken by the fabric of reality itself. You should not have come. The temperature dropped. Lights flickered. The hum of the engines wavered like a heartbeat skipping a beat. Voss forced her voice to remain calm. Identify yourself. You are noise in thought. Cale flinched. Captain, readings are spiking. There's a structure forming ahead. On the main screen. Light gathered, not light as humans knew it, but liquid radiance, bending in impossible geometries. The shape expanded until it filled the void, a translucent lattice of shifting angles, like a city built by mathematics itself. It wasn't built in space, it was space, reconfigured. Wren murmured, that's not a ship, it's a mind. The voice returned, closer now. Matter trespassing upon mind. Why? Voss stood tall. We seek understanding. We mean no harm. Silence stretched. Then a ripple of energy coursed through the hull. Screens flashed symbols that no one could read but somehow understood, feelings rendered as geometry. Sorrow, curiosity, disbelief, understanding birth's collapse. The voice said, you touch what cannot be held. Cale gasped. Captain, sensors indicate it's scanning us on a quantum level. Every atom, every neural impulse. Voss gritted her teeth. Shields to maximum. Shields fluctuate. The engineer called. The field equations keep rewriting themselves. Outside, streams of light wound around the Defiant, curling like fingers of mist. Where they touched, the metal shimmered, softening as though it remembered being molten. Soren's tone hardened. Weapons ready. Negative. Voss ordered. No aggression. Observe only. The bridge trembled again. For a second, the world bent. Every crew member saw double their own forms displaced half a meter from their bodies, transparent echoes trying to align. Screams filled the air. Then, as quickly as it came, the distortion passed. Wren clutched her headset. Captain, the signal's changing. It's transmitting images. The view screen flickered, then filled with visions. Galaxies collapsing inward, stars reversing time, civilizations dissolving into light. And above it all, a vast intelligence watching, patient as eternity. Voss whispered, they're showing us their memory. Cale's face was pale. Or their warning. Then the voice struck again, directly in their minds. You seek the edge. You break what binds the thought sea. Leave, or be rewritten. Before Voss could respond, the structure around them shifted, contracting into a spiral. The Defiant was caught in its pull, dragged toward the heart of the luminous vortex. Metal screamed. Consoles exploded in showers of sparks. Alarms howled. Engineering. Voss shouted. Cause destabilizing. We can't hold against it. Divert all auxiliary power to impulse. Break free. Thrusters flared. The ship lurched, tearing against invisible chains. Then stillness. Voss opened her eyes. The bridge was gone. She stood on a plane of light. No up, no down, no distance. Only radiance, infinite and alive. Before her, figures emerged, silhouettes woven from starlight. Voices layered into a single harmony. We are the architects. We built the current that carries thought. You were born within it, yet you claw to escape it. Her thoughts formed words. We only wish to know what lies beyond. Beyond is within. You walk the inside of your own reflection. The light intensified. She saw flashes, herself as a child beneath Earth's sun, the Defiant launching, the endless wars of mankind. Then she saw humanity from afar, billions of minds glowing across a small blue world, dreaming of the stars. The architects watched them with something that might have been pity. Your kind burns for meaning. But meaning burns back. The vision shattered. She was on the bridge again. The crew lay unconscious. Systems blinked weakly. Outside, the lattice collapsed into a single sphere of blinding light. It hovered before them, pulsing like a heart. Ren stirred. Captain, it's merging with us. Kale coughed, forcing himself upright. Quantum resonance off the scale. Our molecular patterns, they're adapting. Adapting? Soren demanded. Changing, Kale said. Becoming compatible. The sphere burst. A wave of brilliance swept through the Defiant. Every atom glowed, then faded. The ship floated in silence. Then the stars returned. Normal space. Real starlight. Real coordinates. But something was wrong. The constellations were unfamiliar. Kale blinked at his console. Captain, we're 60,000 light-years from our last position, but star charts don't match any known region. Ren spoke softly. There's a planet ahead. Habitable. Oxygen, nitrogen, water. Voss stared at the screen. The world below gleamed with pale oceans and green continents. For a moment, hope flickered until Kale whispered, Captain, its surface matches Earth's. Exactly. That's impossible. Topography, magnetic field, everything, but it's not our Earth. It's younger. Uninhabited, Soren muttered. A copy. Voss nodded slowly. Prepare a landing party. Hours later, the shuttle descended through soft blue clouds. The world below was serene, forests of silver leaves, mountains shining with crystalline peaks, rivers flowing in mirrored light. Yet beneath the beauty was something uncanny. Every pattern repeated, the same leaf, the same rock, endlessly duplicated. Kale scanned. Matter replication on a planetary scale. This isn't geology, it's memory. Voss knelt by a riverbank. The water shimmered, reflecting not her face but fragments of others' versions of herself from moments that hadn't happened yet. Ren whispered, Captain, I think this world remembers us. Thunder rumbled across a clear sky. The air vibrated with a low tone, the same resonance from the void. From the horizon, light gathered, coalescing into shapes, towers, bridges, cities forming out of nothing. Soren raised his rifle. What the hell is that? Kale's scanner pulsed. Energy signatures identical to the architects, the structures solidified, translucent and grand. Figures of light walked within them, not hostile, not welcoming, simply observing. Voss took a slow breath. They brought us here. A voice echoed inside her mind, soft but infinite. To know is to become. You crossed the edge, now the edge crosses you. The ground rippled. The city expanded around them, swallowing horizon after horizon until the sky itself curved. Above, a colossal form materialized, a face made of starlight, eyes like galaxies. Humanity was a spark, it said. We offered the current. You chose flame. Now burn bright, or fade. Kale clutched his head. They are rewriting reality again. Voss felt her heartbeat merge with the rhythm of the world. Her vision blurred, mountains breathing, rivers singing in harmonic tones. She felt herself stretching, thoughts scattering across miles, connecting with every mind on the ship. She could feel Soren's fear, Kale's awe, Ren's quiet acceptance, and above it all, the architects whispered, You are many. Be one. The Defiant crew rose, glowing faintly. The planet pulsed beneath them. Across the universe, stars flared as if in answer. Somewhere, new galaxies sparked to life. When the light dimmed, the planet was gone. In its place floated the Defiant, unchanged but silent. The crew looked around, stunned. Their instruments showed familiar constellations again, home territory, near the galactic rim. Yet the ship's chronometer read 300 years later. Kale's voice trembled. Captain, we're in the future. Voss sat slowly in her chair. Open a channel to Earth. Ren hesitated. No response. No network. Just silent. They stared at one another. On the screen, Earth came into view, not the blue-green world they remembered, but one wrapped in luminous latticework, a web of living light. Soren whispered, It's them. The architect. Voss felt the old fear return, but deeper than that, understanding. No, she said quietly. It's us. The lattice shimmered as if in reply. Kale swallowed hard. What do we do, Captain? Voss looked out at the shining planet. We do what humanity always does, Lieutenant. She stood, eyes burning with the reflection of the new Earth. We go forward. Outside, the stars bent once more, not in warning, but in welcome. And as USS Defiant turned toward the glowing horizon, the universe itself seemed to breathe.